Revernauts, Chief Engineer Rever, and I am back again. And of course, as always, we are looking down on our wonderful space agency. And if you had watched the last episode, we are ready to launch our first Minmus launch attempt. So hopefully it goes well. But no time has really passed, almost literally nothing in real time or in the game before the launch. So I'm just going to get right into it without further ado, right? So we want to launch the vessel that's on there. Go to Minmus Sat 1. Wait, cancel. Why can't we? Oh, what happened there? Uh-oh, I messed up. But that's all right. I think we can just come right back in here. Yep, there we go. There it is. All right, so let's check our staging. Not that we messed it up, but there we go. Yep, burn that. Yep. Well, this decoupler, do we want to... Yeah, I don't want to blow that when we're still in the atmosphere, and we're probably going to be in the atmosphere when this guy fires, so yeah, we'll burn that. You know what, if we have... We can always manually deploy it. So you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put this guy in... Yeah, you know what, we really don't need to worry about that. It doesn't matter if that fires when we decouple the entire thing. Like if we haven't gotten rid of it by that point, we've kind of got other issues, right? Okay, so there we go. So we got that going. We got our delta V. Looks nice here. Now another thing to note is our delta V here on the second stage is about 1.5. So we want to go, in the neighborhood of 2/3 when we start burning. You want it to be better than 1, maybe a little higher than 2/3, right? Maybe 3/4. All right, so let's go out there and... Oh, wait. Abort the launch. Yeah, we don't want to... I'm confused now. Oh, there it goes. You know what? We just lost our little symbol. Yeah, okay. Good. There we go. So we should be okay. All right, so now what we wanted to do in the last episode, if you guys remember, is we want to come right into our map mode, and we want to take a look. And like I said, almost no time has passed. So if you remember, I kind of know what I'm trying to do here is line up all of these things together. So I'm looking straight down like that. See that? So these are pretty much flat looking. So that means my eyeball is in the plane of this equatorial orbit. And then we are on the node right here, right? So what we want to do, if we zoom in, like right, hopefully everything stays in the right place, right? Yeah, see, we weren't quite lined up. So I'm going to just spin it over here. We want to launch in this neighborhood right here. So the problem that we have is, in launching in that neighborhood right there, is we have another task. The maneuver in 2 hours and 37 minutes. So let's leave this open for a minute. And let's go figure out right where... Yeah, see, we're up all... We should have moons... Yeah, Minmus Sat 1 is sitting on the launch pad there. You can see it's like... Or I can tell it's on the other side of the planet, right? And we want to launch in this neighborhood. So let's fast forward some time and just see which happens first. Now, and the reason I'm saying that is Kerbal's orbit is 6 hours. So in order for us to get to like the opposite side, it's going to be really close to this 2.5 hours, right? So I'm not sure who's going to get there first, but let's just do a little 100 times spinning. And see what happens here. This is not, well, it is rocket science, but it's not like, we don't have to be that accurate necessarily in where we launch from, but at the same time, yeah, it's looking like we should do our Moonsat 1 burn there before we burn this. Because we don't want to miss that node kind of more than, we could always go around the planet again, right? And it's going to take, once we change this maneuver node, it's going to be quite a while before we would have to go back to that one. I forget what the orbital period is, but it's going to be long, Yeah, so we're up to 1 hour. Let's see, can we do 1,000 times for a minute? Yeah. See what I mean? Like they're both getting there at like the same time back down. Yeah, let's go do this Moonsat 1, and then as soon as we, you know what, we're kind of right there, aren't we? Yeah, let's stop. Yeah, they kind of want to be at the same exact time, which is, yeah, so let's just hurry up and go do this maneuver node, right? So if we come up to here, yeah, I don't really like to jump the ship through here because it tends to crash, but yeah, let's just jump the ship. Hopefully it doesn't crash. No, there we go. And that was a while ago. It's been a while since I played the game. So there we go. We're on our maneuver node. Now, do we have it programmed into here already? Yes, so it should just do its thing. Now, delete on close. And I'm assuming, let's go to the map mode real quick. Probably even better to watch it at some point in the map mode. Yeah, everything looks set up. There's our periapsis, if you can see it all the way over there. And let's get back out of the map mode and just watch it fire, and then we'll jump back out to it, right? Live action shot, not looking right into the sun. Where the heck is the plane? Oh, there it is. See, we're kind of way out there now, which is good. All right, so let's fast forward time a bit. Just so we get down to, how long is the burn time? 25 seconds. So we'll take it down to, 30 seconds or so. And there we go. Might do a little final correction, and then in 8 seconds here, we should burn. So let's look at our map mode and see what's happening there, which shouldn't surprise us particularly, right? Yeah, so I would rather not miss that node than, we could just launch that, we could have launched that satellite anywhere, so. This is to some degree more important. Now what I want to do is, when we get this done, this maneuver, it's going to be, I want to figure out, did we make it right there? 5729, right? So let's come over to here, and we want 5729. Periapsis, yeah, 5729. So we went a little bit too far. So I want to go, retrograde. And I want to try to just burn the slightest amount. Yeah, that's nice and slow. 5729. 8. Okay. Close enough, right? Now notice our orbital period is 4 days. It's going to take us days to get around over to this other side. So I don't want to dilly-dally too much because I do want to get that other thing going, right? So what we're going to do is come here to our... Actually, I'm going to burn right here on our periapsis, or the periapsis of the orbit. It's not going to make that much difference. But then what we need to do, remember, is we forgot... actually, are we in the right inclination? Yes. See, we're really close to the right inclination, so we don't need to burn there. But what we do need to do is get our apoapsis up to 13,219. And right now it's at 1235. So let's come here and burn prograde just a little bit. There we go. So 13,219. So let's use this fine-tuning tool here. Let's turn down the power. 13,219. And I don't know how well it'll even work out, but you might as well shoot for gold, right? There we go, 218, close enough. So there we go. So let's come in here while we have a satellite connection anyway, just to make sure. And we want to execute that burn maneuver in 2 days, which should also give us an alarm for 2 days. So there we go. So let's not dilly-dally too long because we want to get our Minmus thing going, right? And we don't want to be too far off. Time is ticking away, though. The planet doesn't spin that fast, but good. So we made another burn. It'll take us one more burn in 2 days to complete that. But we should be in a pretty good, similar orbit with our inclination. Now, by the way, if we come over to... Oh, that's right. We can't... It's not... these satellite missions are a little tough because you can't set these as a rendezvous as far as I know. Like, let's see. What is planes? Yeah, no targets found. Like you can't why go back? Yeah. Yeah, see, there's no, as far as I know, there's no, there's no actual way to select that satellite and then say, where's your target? Because the targeting information does help you a little bit. But we'll be fine. I think with this berm, we're going to be fine. All right, so let's go back. Oh, that's not going back. Okay, let's hit escape and go back to the Space Center. But otherwise, everything appears to be okay. There we go. So now we're back here, and let's go back to our Minmus satellite. Instead of clicking the landing pad this time, I clicked right on the symbol. Caused myself less confusion. And there we are. Now, we can't do SAS, but we should get ready. Remember, we can... Now, I also understand this a little bit better. So, one of the things that's a bit confusing, remember what we said. We want to end up, when it comes to this, we want to end up going a little bit to the south of east, which would be this way, right? Now, why is that spinning? The whole thing is like wobbling and spinning. So what I'm thinking of is when it comes to pitch and roll and all that stuff, I'm not sure how much of this you control, but when we hit this gradient at some point, so I think we're just going to try to ignore this thing and manually fly it out of the atmosphere. And then when we get up there, we'll just use this to fly our first node and from that point forward, right? Though I think, now that I know more about this from having done our little lander thing over there, I think that you could actually set this up in some way to fly it out of the atmosphere. Maybe I'll practice that off camera one day. But in any event, we are going to manually fly it up into its first node point, and we're going to try to get it to be south of east, right? Let's make sure that's right, because maybe we want to be south of west. Yeah, let's go back here and double check that. Minmus is heading the same way as the moon, so I just wanted to confirm that. So we do want to go up to the east, right? Because this is the east. All right, so let's launch this thing. And I know for all my talking about it, I don't know that I made it any better with all of that. So let's turn off rendezvous there. We have enough orbital information here to get us started. So I'm just going to move this back down where he was, even though it's kind of nice down there, but it does block our Kerbals. And it's always good to see their happy faces. So yeah, we're ready to set that up. Let's turn off our Kerbal alarm clock. And let's throttle her up to about, what do we say, 3/4? It's probably a little over 3/4, but I'm okay with that. And 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to start tilting too much. So we want to be... Again, if we don't get it perfect, it's okay. But every little bit we get above the 90, that's not too much above the 90. Whoa. Be steady, buddy. Stop spinning. So we just want to be a little bit above that 90. Stop rotating. Don't tilt over too much while we're burning these. 2/3 done this burn. Stop rotating, please. I kind of like it. Again, if we're not perfect, I'm okay with that. It's just every bit we're just want to be a little above that. Assuming we don't roll all the way around, then we need to be a little below it. But real close. We'll get more control when we get our gimbaling engine going here in a second. So far, after our first little while of this, it took off one of our fins. Is there any control in it? I don't think there is. It's not rotating. Nah, I think we're done. let's just see. Can we get... If we can go up enough, we can... It's like out of control because it's still in the atmosphere. Yeah, it's like if I could just get it into space, it could be a satellite for us, right? There we go. Come on. Now it's really spinning this way too much. Oh, there we go. Yes, they are. Stop rotating. Let's just see if we can't get it into space. How much fuel do we have left? Stop rotating. If we get it into space, it'll be a satellite for us. If it crashes back down to Kerbin, it'll be a splotch on the map, right? A footnote of history. Let's cut the engine. Let's come in here. Oop, not there. Here. Let's zoom in real quick and get a maneuver node going. How far did we make that? Oh, way too far. Yeah, bring that back. Yep, that's close enough. Let's execute that. Can we get around in time? Yeah, we're gonna have to stage it, so let's come over here. You know, here's what I'm thinking is we have, this is not at all what I wanted to do, right? But if we can get up there, yeah, good. We're getting pointed around. Yeah, we still have 18 seconds before we would start this 2-minute burn. And, you know, all I'm thinking of is that, look, these satellites, these dishes are far more powerful. And that'll be a... Yeah, there we go. So we got 1 second, burn. Stay here till we can stage it. Hopefully this gets us into an actual orbit. Though sometimes I wonder when you go through this staging how complicated these computers, you know, this is. But as soon as... So let's go take a look at our vessel. How much delta V? So we got 11. Yeah, we're only going to have like 300 delta V left when we get done this. But the amazing thing is that we actually got into orbit, huh? All because that thing bumped just hard enough to go, like to take off one of our fins. Which could be a problem with doing, we might want to... Yeah, we didn't have a lot of extra control, and I'm wondering if it's like the 3 versus 2 kind of problem, if that makes, like I'm sorry, 3 versus 4. I had 4 fins and 3 rockets, so I think that's what messed us up. So the good news is this guy, this guy would be able to relay pretty far out there, which is kind of good. Like, assuming he's not behind the planet, which we don't always have to have perfect coverage, right? You know, we can activate these. Activate this. Activate that. Yeah, so let's go take a look at our map now and see if we're... See, the problem is now we're way on this side of the thing. We probably should have burned sooner. I want to be ready to keep burning. We are getting there. This is not the perfect engine for this. So that's where I wonder, does it calculate only based on the engine of the first one? Gone. we're too far gone. After all of that, yeah, no connection. So what we need to do is, okay, I cannot even connect there. Yeah, you know what? We need to put a Communitron on here, and we need to, I think, not have the 4-way versus the 2-way. What are you doing, burning? Oh, we got connected again. Yeah, we're just going to try to burn for all we're worth, but you know what? Let's burn. Yeah, I can't control the... If I can... You know, we're just going to burn until, if this gets over 70, which is, see, the problem is we're going to go through the atmosphere. All right, so let's just cut this off and see. No, we're going to burn up in the atmosphere. There's nothing we can do. We should have burned a little bit sooner with that whole staging thing going on. But I really didn't plan on all of that. I'm just sort of amazed I got it into space. Okay, well, yeah, we're just going to, I'm not even going to watch it burn up. Let me start right this. Yeah, what is our height? Let's go back to here. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, we'll watch it burn up since it's burning up right now. See that even if I had burned more, I might have been able to save it now that I think about it, pointing out at normal. But, yeah, that's a shame. All right, let's fast forward a little bit. It's probably just going to blow up at some point here, which will be rather a loud noise. There we go. Now we're out of the orbit altogether. Can we do some science or something? No connection. That's a shame. Yeah, I could have maybe done some science. I didn't, this is not the most thought out thing. Like, I didn't react that well to our catastrophe, did I? Because I did figure out how to control it eventually. And I think I probably could have controlled it better as it was. But look at all that money going down into space, Hey, look, we made it through the atmosphere. I'm kind of surprised at that. But then here comes that splotch on the map that I was talking about. Nose diving right on in. By the way, this is why, this path that it's taking, this is why it will be easier to land a craft, because we just really have to burn prograde or retrograde, and it will slow down, and then eventually I can flip this guy over to, like, once I get the surface velocity down, then we can just come in nice and slowly there. So there we go. So we're... Cannot autosave. I don't really want to autosave at this point. Here, let's hit escape. Yeah, go back to the Space Center. All right, well, hopefully, let's take care of... I think it hit because... Yeah, is there a... Let's come back in here. And let's open it, and we'll go to... Well, we'll go to the auto-saved version, right? Because that was the very last one that we did. Load it, sorry. Yeah, see, what I think happened is, like, this hit down here. But what I don't like is... I don't really want to put 4 of these on here. Let's see what happens if we did that. And the other... Yeah, like, we can... no. Yeah, we could move those down quite a bit so that it's a little less likely to hit, right? That would be the other option. Now, what does that do for us? That really doesn't change our delta V that much. It gives us a little more punch through the atmosphere. Yeah, you know what? It's not going to change our money or anything else that much. Let's put these a little bit lower down. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or a bad one. But at least this way... No, you know what? We need to move that over. one click like that. Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's put 4 of them on there. Let's tune this down till we get down to our 1.4 that we like. Yeah, and I mean, I think these will break away and not bust up the ship. I think that we're definitely going to be able to get in an orbit potentially, which may be a good thing, right? It's not that much more money, but you know, we'll just have to see. What does this stage now cost us? 18,000. No, that's the total cost. This stage is 54, so it's better than losing a whole ship like we just did, right? And I think that will fix our problem. Let's go find out. Let's save this as Minmus 2, even though there is no longer a Minmus 1. And I'm glad that one of we learned a little lesson there and we didn't kill anybody. So that's always a plus. All right, here we are again. So we can't do SAS. We'll get this guy all ready to go when we get up there. And we're going to try to burn, and hopefully this is at least as stable as the other one. Okay, it doesn't blow up on burning re-entry. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to try to go straight up a little bit more, I think, this time. Because we have more delta V at this point, right? But we don't want to go to the... Well, I don't even know if we went. We should have probably checked to see if we even had the right inclination. Just stay like right there for a while. Nice. Okay, it's nice and steady. I think lowering them down a little bit didn't hurt. I was a little concerned that I lowered them down too much. And we didn't really pay too much attention to our time, did we? We just sort of launched. But that's okay. We have that extra delta V. Now see where those extra rockets are. We're getting a little bit of atmospheric effect. Not much to worry about. Turn our throttle up. There we go. Alright, so now, yeah, let's start tilting immediately. Not so far that we crash, but yeah, I only got up to about 100. Doesn't have to be at 100, right? But boom, there we go. So let's come into here. Let's put a maneuver node there where we expand that out. How far did we go? One periapsis. What happened there? Yeah, let's go a little bit further. Oh, too late. Let's move it a little bit sooner. Yeah, periapsis is 52, a little bit more. 65. I don't want to dilly-dally too long. Let's have this guy heading to the node, because it's going to take him a while to move there. Yeah, we still have, you know, some time here, but let's just keep going. Yeah, let's just increase that a little bit more. All right, now let's just take a quick look. Yeah, we burned. Where's... we're just going to burn. Let's execute this. Yeah, it's going to be too late to get over there. But once he fires off, he'll... There we go. He'll get over there pretty quick. But we just got to get going, right? So let's come over to... Where is Minmus? There's Minmus. Set as target. And we'll see our... Could we do our relative inclination in the right way? Rendezvous. Now, transfer angle is like way worse than it even should be at this point. But let's see what happens. I think we actually burnt in the wrong. Well, the relative inclination was 6. Yeah, see, we were in the wrong orbit, if anything. And let's get out over to our vessel while this is burning. And we can deploy. Oh, you know what? Do we have... Activate these. Activate this. Activate this. Good, we're in an orbit. Now let's go to target and let's just, see if that, do we have a, close that guy. Yeah, so what we'll see in a minute whether we have anything. And then let's extend our solar panels. There we go, good, so we'll get some sun. Okay, now let's go take a look at what we need to do in map mode. Yeah, so let's zoom out. And yeah, this is confusing me. Can we turn off? No, we don't want to. Yeah, there's a way we can turn that off, but why did we not set this as the target? Yeah. Because I guess our orbit. Yeah, see, the problem we have is we launched at the wrong time. We might have put it in the right plane, but oh, there it is. There's our ascending node and descending node, right? Yeah, I think. There's too many lines. So yeah, we want to take, there's our blue line there, right? And we need to get in line with this from right here. So we're going to add a maneuver. And we need to burn up, right? No, down. And then I can't tell which. I really wish I could turn off some of this stuff. Yeah, you know what? Let's go to, we're safe for now. Let's go to the tracking station, because I think if we turn it off here, we're going to be able to, yeah, let's just turn off like everything but like our ship, you know? And I don't care if that ship's there. Toggle relays. Yeah, there you go. What is this? Toggle sites. Yeah, see, this is why we couldn't see the sites, is because we had this turned off in here. Okay. So let's come back. Oh, go back to here. Okay. We want the relays for a second. Enough that we can... Now, what is it? Is it a probe or a relay? Minmus Sat2. Good. Now let's... Yeah, that's fine. Let's fly. We got rid of some stuff. I think that might have been confusing me. Not that much stuff, but there we go. We could see that line between our target real clearly now, right? Like maybe we could before, but yeah, so we want to burn. Yeah, we need to burn and get this. Well, it depends on what side we're on, right? Where are we approaching next? Yeah, we're on this side. So we want to burn. And we need to get this down. And let's see, can we approach for Minmus? Yeah, inclination. Let's just, we're going to just have to eyeball. We're running. Oh, no, wait. Go up. Yeah, that's better. See, look at all the energy it's going to take, though. All right, let's. Oh, no connection. Yeah, now we need to come in here, and we need to find a satellite now that we turned them all off. That one's going to number 1, right? Moonsat. Where's our satellites? Oh, come on. Active vessel. Puncher 5. No, we don't. Is that the only one you can talk to? Is Puncher 5? Why can't I pick? Yeah, I don't want that on active vessel. We forgot to put I forgot to put a Commutatron on there. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you talk to Puncher 5? Connected. Okay, that's a good thing. There's Moonsat 1 there, right? Let's try to point the other one at Moonsat 1. Maybe, yeah. Okay, so we're at least able to come back to here now, right? Yeah, 10 minutes. All right, so let's spend some more time. I want to zoom out. What's really messing me up is this other orbit right here, right? Like it's yellow too, so it's like or greenish yellow anyway. Yeah, so we want to be in like this plane here. Yeah, you know what? We're really not that far off. I don't think we need to. Yeah, I think that will be. Yeah, I think that will be not too bad. I think. Let's go. I'm going to move this to 6 degrees on this inclination there. There we go. Yeah, I think that will be pretty good. So we got 6 degrees of inclination. So hopefully, and we're burning right at that. So let's move this guy to the node just so that, because he's kind of heavy. And good, we can do this all with one burn. So that's good that we can make this adjustment. And then once we're in the plane of this, then we can burn out and try to intercept it, right? It'll be a lot easier. So you can see how much not getting into the right plane cost us, right? Like we were close, but we didn't launch at the right time of day. You know, like we if you look, like we have about the same, you know, we have a decent inclination. We just did it because of all of our fuddle-dudding around at the wrong time. All right, so let's fast forward then, like 100 times. How is our alarm clock doing? Yeah, we got plenty of time. Close that. And that should stop us at 3 minutes. And then we will make sure this guy's going and he's on his node. Close this. And then let's fast forward 10 times. Now this is going to be a 7-second burn. So we'll get it right on down to like 20 seconds to go. Now already my episode is going longer than I intended, but let's at least make this burn to get out to there, and then we'll... Did it stop on its own, or did I stop? Now let's see. What we want is this relative inclination to be very low. See that right there? That's why I had this open. So yeah, choosing to go to 6 was, you know, well within reason. All right, so now what we want to do is come out to here. Now we want to burn out to there, right? Now, while we're heading out there, Minmus is going to keep traveling, but it moves awful slow. So we want to start our burn probably, you know, to get over to here. And remember, if we burn the opposite of where we want to go, that's where we're going to extend it. So we're just going to guess, and we'll use the maneuver noding to, you know, to get it once we can fine tune it a bit once we get out there, right? Oops, yeah, this is another problem. You gotta hope that you don't hit the mun. There we go, something happened. Position at closest approach. Yeah, we're a little bit, probably too much. Let's bring that back. Now let's just adjust it. No, this way. Oh, see those lines coming together? So let's go this way. See that? We went retrograde because we were too far out there. So what is... Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of liking that. It's 129, closest approach. Yeah, wait a second. Let's see. Let's zoom out. And we can use this to change our maneuver a little bit, right? Yeah, let's turn down the power here. And I want to get it. So that periapsis is 97,000, which is pretty good for me, right? Like we're coming in at a funny angle. So what we could do is try to change it, you know, by burning. Yeah, I don't want to get fuddling in with this too much, but if we burn that, it goes the wrong way. See that? So we could probably try to, no, that's going to be about the best we get. All right, so let's just set that back to 0. If I come back, yeah, set this back to 0. We won't burn that. This is going to get us close enough that we're going to be able to, you know, and it's not going to be that perfect anyway when we actually do this burn. So let's hit node. So that guy spins around to it, right? And then how many minutes do we have left? 23 minutes. So let's just let this guy get over there for a second, because in fast forward he won't move anymore. I just like to do that. Yeah, we're going to have to stage in the middle of all of this, so that's going to, I think, throw off this. So we're going to have to do a fine-tuning burn almost certainly, which you normally have to do anyway. Okay, so let's fast forward 100 times till we get past down to 3 minutes. And we'll move this down so I can see it. Oh, and you know what? Let's hit execute so that we execute the node. And there we go. So now, oops, I didn't delete that. There we go. All right, now let's fast forward 10 times. This is going to be a 2-minute or 1 minute burn. So I'm going to stop this when it gets down to about 1 minute. There we go. Yeah, we still have a minute. Yeah, 46 seconds according to this. So there we go. So let's see what happens. This should get us out towards Minmus, and then we'll do one last burn, and that'll be the end of the episode. But we'll have, you know, hopefully this Minmus probe. Oop, hit the microphone. Sorry about that. If you heard it. Hopefully this will go smoothly. I mean, it already hasn't gone smoothly, but you get the point. I think you get the point. Hopefully from here on out, it goes smoothly. I should have fast forwarded a little bit more based on this time. It says 10 seconds now, so we're almost ready to burn. Let's take a look at our guy, make sure he's all ready to go. Yes, he is. We need to stage anyway, so let's come out here and stage this guy at some point. Now see how half of these satellites, even though my satellite network is not great, we got this pointed at 3 different things. And it's... Well, let's come back out to here and see what actually happens. And again, what I'm going to be ready to do is make a fine-tuning adjustment. Like if I can, might be able to burn ourselves. There's our orbit right there expanding out. But I think one of the things that happens is you lose a little time in the stage itself, but then this engine, I don't know how well they calculate the difference. So I'm just going to be ready to burn a little bit extra. Oh, I can't really burn. That's what I usually do. Yeah, we have to just schedule another one if this doesn't do us too well. that did very well. What is our periapsis? Yeah, that did very well. Like if we wanted to do a flyby, that's like perfect, because this, if you look, we're going to go out there, spin around it. Now the problem is that we're not quite close enough to it. I don't think that's going to be considered low orbit, right? So what I want to do is, let's go here and add a maneuver node, and I'm going to bring it a little bit closer, and let's just see if we come over to our fine tuning tool. I like to spin around and back out. Let's try to get close to where we can see over here. There we go, close enough, right? So the periapsis is 2, 3. Like, let's just see, can we? Yeah, that's pulling it 1, 2, 3. Or I'm sorry, 2, 1, 3. Now, yeah, that's good actually. Burn a little bit of 108, 70, 53. Let's get this guy going over to that node. Yeah, it's like a tiny little burn in 8 minutes will get us, you know, it'll affect the overall orbit there, right? Like if we just escape right away, but if we burn, which it looks like, let's say, take a look at our vessel. Let's move this up. So if we're looking, we have 800 delta V, so we should be able to get into orbit no problem when we get out there. So let's tell this guy to execute. Yep, and that should give us a thing. So let's do up times 100. We'll just do this last little burn so that we don't have to worry about it for quite some time. Yep, delete on close, close. And then let's fast forward till we get down there, close to the burn time. And we got a minute left to go, and then we should be in good shape. We'll have a, you know, hopefully a successful Minmus satellite after a bit of a failure. So that's how important your, oh, it did it itself. Okay, good. Yeah, that was, look, I bet you if you blinked, you missed it, right? But now if we look, our periapsis is going to be 86, close enough, right? So we'll see what happens. You can always burn as you get closer, but one of the things I want to do is take a look, escape the moon encounter, or Minmus encounter is going to be 5 days and 4 hours. And the periapsis is 6 days. So let's go ahead and, when we're at the periapsis, we're going to add a maneuver to burn retrograde. That's prograde. Burn retrograde, and that should get us into an orbit in theory, right? Yep, there we go. Yep, so there you go. So we can adjust that. Well, you know what? We could probably 170, and yeah, that's a fine. It's not a circular orbit, but who cares? And to give you an idea, and one of the reasons I did that, look, we have 186 delta V, but we have 892 on the craft. So we should be able to do that maneuver, no problem. We're going to tell it to execute it in case we have a problem. And let's just do one last thing. Let's come here and look at where, like, I don't really want it pointing at Puncher 5, right? So where is our other satellites? We don't have them turned on. I see. So let's get back out of here and go to the tracking station. And so it's not letting us select them because we don't have them on. Right? Toggle sites. We have relays on. Toggle debris. Oh, there we go. Toggle relays. Very good. All right, so let's go back to MinmusSat 2, and we'll fly it for a minute. And then what we'll do is I want to set it so that it's pointing at, yeah, let's get back to the map mode. I want to set it so that it's pointing at, not Puncher 5, but, yeah, mid-orbsat 1. You know what, MoonSat is fine, because as long as we can pick that up, I know, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do mid orb stat 2. And then this one I want to do in the, you know what, what is our polar orbit one called? Mid orb stat 1. Okay, so we're, oh, we got low orb sat. Yeah, you know what? Mid orb sat 1 is fine. That's this guy. And then we're going to do low orb sat 2 and low orb sat 1. There we go. So now let's turn on like the connections to this guy. So let's shut this guy down. So there we go. So we are there punching out into space, and we are connected to the Kerbal Space Center, I think. Yeah, which is fine. That's good. But we're connected nonetheless. So let's see how all that goes. And guys, the episode is starting to go long in my typical fashion, but I definitely wanted to get to a certain point there. And let's just make sure, we have a, yep, we have a maneuver node and all that. Let's just take a last look at the vessel. Yeah, why are our bay doors open? Well, I guess it doesn't matter if they are. Can we do science? We could do material study, but I'd rather do that from Minmus, right? We'll probably get some more science if we're near Minmus. So we'll save that experiment. And we can't do anything else. So there we go. So there, oops, we did clip with our solar panels, at least at this point. And how are we doing with power? Yeah, we're behind the sun, so hopefully we don't drain all our power away, but we're going to find that out in the next episode. So there we go. We are on our way to Minmus, wherever the heck it is. I think you can see it, but I don't see it right now. Is that? No, that's a star. I guess it would be over this way somewhere, right? Where's the moon? I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it in the night sky. So we will be back in the next episode, and we will check on our various different missions. So we now have 3 missions going, which is good. So we will see what the next mission is, and eventually we're just going to have to start playing some time forward for the sake of not having completing times. Okay, guys, once again, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.